Ah. Alright guys, we should be live. I see some people are already here in anticipation. I am planning on just tonight farming Abyssea items. Let's see. Get the camera better. But as of tonight, I'm just planning on farming Abyssea items. Not doing heavy metal plates. I've been getting heavy metal plates from Ambuscade every month. I think right now I'm a little over 450 plates. Like I plan on using Guild to buy Dynamis currency for Aegis before I do Almace. It's probably gonna, my Guild's gonna go to Aegis, then after that it'll go to like heavy metal plates and everything else for Almace after that. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna go scope out and see if Mizzrix is open. If there are people there, and it looks like it's like already being camped, then I'll probably go to the range, since I have in my free time killed, I don't even know how you pronounce it, was it Sisyphus or whatever? So I have a boatload of fragments already stored up, since he's the biggest bottleneck there. And I can just basically go through and be popping him. But let's check out Mizzrix, because at this point, this is going to be the biggest bottleneck, in my opinion. How is this? How's the audio? Trying something a little different with the mic, see if it works a little better. Can everyone hear me okay? Alright, cool. Actually, stones aren't a big deal. I'm gonna be in here. Because ideally, here I can gold box farm to help make progress. So I'm not going to want to leave if I start farming, because I want to be able to reset lights. It's mainly for proccing and weapon skilling. Let's go with VV, Sea Daughter, and I guess RR. Let's see, possibly without changing that. VV and Sea Daughter definitely want for the regain. Oh no, okay, Sobek's up. Yeah. And someone's out here already farming. How many people are out here? Yeah, I'm just gonna go out to the range. Find another time to do this. At least with the range, I can keep cycling and popping. Let's see. ease of switching. Yes. I wouldn't say that I technically worked. Basically, I just went out to, trying to remember. Went out to, I think wasn't Battlegrounds. I'm trying to think, was the hunting grounds outside Adelan, and just, went to one of the beaches where there's Ergonites, just set up with a tank. I just set up with August, and then just a bunch of support trusts that aren't really going to be doing any damage to it, and you just let yourself there to auto attack with like a level 1 weapon that does no damage, and yeah, go AFK. So yeah, got my great katana. It's capped on whatever the cap is for 99 ninja, so I wouldn't say I really worked. Let the game work for me. Yep, set it and forget it. Yeah, pretty much. Came back in the morning, and Ergonite was dead, but cap skill. Cap throwing and great katana. Pretty sure great katana capped long before throwing was capped. But regardless, they're both capped, which is nice. Since throwing was pretty gimp all the way up with ninja. This one, I can use this. Now for this, I plan on essentially constantly warping and switching is the plan. Might have to make sure I get a warp scroll. Possibly something else I can be constantly warping. We'll see on speed. Basically just need to try and farm the snow globe thing or whatever from the snowls, and then get whatever from basically the elephants, and then I'll warp back, switch to war for procking, go and proc it. Yeah, I bet you there's a ton. I've actually looked, there's been a ton of people out here recently. But since I have, 19 people, that's even more than normal. I was happy just to camp and farm Sisyphus or whatever his name is off stream, so that way just have him done. Ninja macro. Is that it? I don't remember. Yep. How do you cap throwing FK? Well, that's a nice thing. You can do it, but you can only do it on Ninja. Ninja has an ability that they added, like post-Adelan. I think it's called like Draken. And it's every time you auto attack on Ninja, it has a chance of using a throwing star. It has to be a throwing star that's uncapped. And whenever Draken procs, you'll throw a throwing star, but it won't actually consume the throwing star. Only time throwing stars are consumed if you use the one Merit JA. It's like called. Yeah, so you can see. I pull it up since we gotta wait anyway. Look at this. Sanj. Yeah, see, it always activates, but it consumes shurikens. Whereas, normally it just has a chance to proc, and it won't consume shurikens. We didn't... One annoying thing about this is, you want to try and... There it is. Yeah, you want to pull the NM off of the question mark, because if it got the chest, you can sometimes not target the question mark until the chest despawns. Super annoying. But, so essentially Ninja's the only job that can do that. To be able to keep throwing, which is auto attack. No other job can obviously do that, and he obviously has to do it with a shuriken. But considering he doesn't consume any ammo, there's no real reason not to do it. So it's super convenient. It sucks that there's not a way to do it. I know there is with if you're using window or an add-on to do it with. Nice. Let's just farm another hand or yeah, the pop item while we're here. I thought about just setting up a, I'm sure most people would be like, I'll just set up window work because it would be easier. But I've thought about setting up a, you know, my own program that would just hit like, you know, keyboard commands like Control 1 just to keep hitting a macro and just do it like every 10 seconds or something, whatever you set an interval, and just have the computer do that. Oh. I guess Sisyphus's window's up, considering everyone's sitting around here waiting. Earlier. Dude, you can't just claim all the mobs. Like, I'm not gonna... Not to mention, if we're all out here killing them, they should be respawning relatively fast after the first cycle. And considering how long these people have been here, I'd say they should be spawning relatively quickly. Now I was wondering if treasure hunter. Oh, there it is. All right, so it's warp. Go change to war. go proc it. Then switch back to Thief to actually pop the actual NM, and then start the whole cycle again. No, I completely agree. That's why I farmed the biggest thing off screen. They can't really like slow me down too much. The only way they can slow me down is if I gotta stand there waiting until they kill the pop NM. That's why I didn't want to be trying to camp, especially on stream, where competition could, in theory, be literally watching exactly what I'm doing. They could be off doing something else and get time of death from me while I'm, you know, doing this. So that's why I didn't want to camp him and just got a ton of fragments off stream. I have like a total of like 50 fragments. Just would kill him immediately, warp back, send it to myself. Switch to war. And like I said, then just rinse, repeat. And then I'm gonna make sure I kill the actual NM on Thief, so I'm getting Treasure Hunter to increase the odds of getting two horns. That's what I was saying. I think the biggest bottleneck at this point is going to be Sobek because of the one thing. But considering I can gold box farm, there's very little you can actually do about that. What I might end up doing is well, I don't know how much I want to do that. Is do a stream and set up, if going to have competition, a delay. But then that makes things awkward with chat. You guys ask questions. I wouldn't, like, depending on the delay, wouldn't be able to answer it until, like, you know, 5 minutes later or something. I'm glad you enjoy the vids. Thank you for supporting the channel. My TH is at cap, it's at 8. Although it's done in kind of an awkward manner. I really should take the time and upgrade the Empyrean feet. Basically I have, was it Relic Hands are like fully upgraded, so they're +3 Treasure Hunter. You got 3 Treasure Hunter from just traits, job traits, so that's 6 there. I have the Obero Dagger, which is 1, so that's 7, and then I have the belt, the All Jobs belt that you can get from Delve, the one with the bird on, so that makes 8. It's not the best TH8 set, obviously, like I said, having the feet upgraded, that would be better, because that's technically 9, but you're capped at 8, but still. No. Definitely want regain. No, I agree. I totally agree. They do stuff, because I've seen them do bans. They are just super slow. You gotta go through their task force. Like, you can call a GM. I've literally had a GM come out and been like, look, here's a bot, and I'm even showing the GM it's a bot. And then he's like, well, there's nothing I can do. I'm not supposed to do things in game. He's like, I'll put in a report for you. But he's like, in the future, put in a report for the, put in a, you know, report yourself about the thing. It's like, really? It's like, thanks guys, you're not really helping. It's like, because you can clearly see this person's not here. I can clearly, he's just following a cycle and doing things. So I just always put in, you know, like I said, task force report. And I have seen stuff come from it, but like I said, it is super slow. Like, I've put in reports over and over and over again, and it's like typically 3 months or longer on them actually doing anything. Cannot trade with him. But yeah, I do think it's something they can step up, because it's not something that's that hard. It's easy enough to see with some of these people that they're like botting constantly, and it's not even like they try and hide it. I mean, the GMs are there basically if you, like, get stuck somewhere or something. Basically, if there's some kind of a glitch, or say you get stuck in a wall and you have no way of, like, warping or something like that. That's essentially what they're there for, is to help with that. Help with, essentially, in-game issues that aren't player-related. Because they're not supposed to really mess with any activity that's going on in-game. And that's what I thought. Trying to think what warp items she has. I mean, I guess I can just death warp, but that's gonna be not easy to do. Well, the question is how many people are actually reporting them. Like I said, I've definitely seen people that I've reported. Some of them, I'm not saying all, get banned, but typically it's something that's getting reported. So, I mean, I do agree though. I mean, the game seems to be getting more, you know, interaction, traction, things are going on. They definitely should do more. Let's go ahead and get naked. I gotta find something to, like, warp. I don't have a warp cudgel, do I? I suppose I should go get one. Come on, guys. Problem is having Sea Daughter that's giving me, well, actually it's probably mounted champion. Yeah, I need to get a way to warp. This rate, it's gonna be up. Yeah, I could use that, but that's only gonna be a one-time shot. I suppose I still should have used it anyway. At this point, we're good. I'll go buy a cudgel. They're probably expensive. Good old death work. I mean, I could use the Dem or Hollow Rings and whatever and use that, but that's not putting me any closer to, say, getting back to town. I mean, I could then ride to the book from there, which is, like, closer. I mean, in theory, I could have just warped out and walked. Like I said, I'm gonna get a cudgel. You know what I ought to do? I ought to go record some of these bots in areas that I know and make it very clear, and then possibly just put the video private and then submit the URL for the video and their task report on bots and see if they do anything with that. Be like, look guys, like, here's your evidence. You don't even need to go and look through logs. Like, here's where they're at. Here's exactly what they're doing. Like, I can even show, like, pull the bot, try some bots you can MPK. Like, go MPK them. It's like, a player's not going to let you MPK them the way you can MPK a bot. Or, like, pull them out of the room and then they just sit there since they're out of the room. And then the mobs that they're programmed to do don't do anything. Like, actually, Black Mage would be the better... That would be actually the better... thing to do would be to use Black Mage sub. That would be actually a much better idea. Do I even have warp though as a thing? Not that I can go buy it. Yeah, I don't even have warp. But I believe you can get that from the Tension Do now. So do I even actually have Black Mage leveled? Thinking about that. I do, you know. Oh, you just reported you like linked the URL of like whatever he's posted on YouTube showing that he's cheating? I think the big thing that one of the big reasons why they take so long to do it, I think they need to see repeat offenders, is the fact is they don't want to lose the money, which is just a really sad thing because you're going to lose money from legit players. And it's like you really want the, you know, people that are literally botting, you know, cheating and hacking being your lifeline of money as opposed to legit players. I agree. It's a shitty way of dealing things, but I think that's the big reason why they typically don't do it, because they're thinking, oh, well then we're losing out on that subscription fee. Would it be better to set my home point in Juno or not? I'm trying to think. Might as well pick all this up. The sad thing is like, I'm surprised, like, they really should do something. Like, they had no problem banning a boatload of people back with the salvage bans, but that, I mean, that's also during peak times. But like I said, now you got people, like, literally openly breaking your terms of service and just don't care. Definitely is something they should try and fix. Not want to talk to you. No, I completely agree. I think if it's blatant RMT and they can just see through logs very easily, they'll do it. Other RMT, because I know of some RMT that have been on for years and like they're very clearly RMT and they don't do anything because I think it's like it's someone actually playing but then doing RMT and they go through probably several hoops to try and cover their ass, cover their trail to keep their main character active, and they don't really do anything about that. But I mean, it is someone playing, but at the same time, you're still dealing with real money trade. So, I agree though, it is something that they should address. Wonder if there's a way you can kind of reach out more. Wonder if I could use my platform of any way to kind of reach out, be like, you know, you guys really should do something about it. And if they started cracking down, I know people would probably be a lot, you know, more cautious about it. I guarantee it wouldn't stop, but if it just got severely cut down, it would be a gigantic improvement. Oh, it ruined a bunch of stuff. It ruined the endgame shell that I was in because of the salvage ban. I mean, after the salvage ban, like, it... Probably half of the endgame shell I was in got banned. When it happened, some players came back, but I mean, it was probably less than 20% of the players that got banned came back. And then even then, it just wasn't the same, because obviously they had to start over, and yeah, it was just never the same. And essentially, the shell kept going for a while, but it just, again, it wasn't the same. Actually, no, that was what I wanted. Use previous. I want a tank for this. There's an outside chance you can get killed by this dude if you just get like really screwed with fulmination. He does it over and over. You get like terrorized, and then like all your guys are terrorized. And I've seen him spam it before. I mean, it's pretty rare. He has to also get leveled up, but I mean, it's very, very remote chance. But I want to just have the extra healing and support. It should prevent it from being any major issues. That's a heart. There we go. Shield. Better for trick attacking August. Yeah, I remember that, but they were specific about the way the bans were done. It was like if you'd done the glitch like 1 or 2 times, but didn't really make any attempts. Nice too. It's gonna warp, but I don't want to warp yet. Let's go get the other thing. Might as well. Yeah, basically it was the people that were specifically like trying to keep it hush hush, so yeah, they can keep doing it because they knew it was gonna it would get patched eventually. Those are the people that they really banned, what they did, from what I remember saying. So I knew people that did just get like a 2-week. Got it with just the TH5 on it. I knew people that just got like a week or 2-week ban, temp ban, and then I knew people that just got permabanned. Like I said, sadly it was like vast majority of the people in my endgame shell at the time that got permabanned. This is crazy, because when I was out here camping the NM, there was definitely people that would come out. I was camping at off times. I guess it's prime time, but it was never this freaking populated. I think the most I had was like 3 people, and there's like a ton of people out here right now. And 19 people in the zone, jeez. See, I hope they didn't actually leave the chest on the question mark. They did, but it's must have gotten moved just enough that it's not an issue. Yeah, that's it. Actually, let's farm the arm anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the guys out that's like farming this to put it on the auction house. Nice. Doing what? Farming like the fragments, and then selling them on the auction house. I've seen them sell anywhere from 200 to 500k. I mean, when I swing by Juno, we can take a look real quick, see how much they sell for. That's why I, like I said, farmed them up. Like, I'm not paying that. I don't know why people pay that. These things, I've seen them sell for up to 500k each for a 10 to 15 minute NM, or things you can get out of gold chests. Nowhere near that money. I don't know why anyone would pay that money in their right mind. If they do, they're either a merc who has a ton of money and just doesn't feel like it's worth their time bothering, or they're guild buyer. Other than that, I don't see why anyone would pay those astronomical prices for, like I said, a 10 to 15 minute NM. Especially when you, like I said, you can do what I do, is camp in off hours when there's no one really there, store up the fragments, and then you save it for when you do something like this. But so let's see how much these suckers are currently going for. Like I said, I've seen them, the price fluctuates a lot. I mean, it all obviously comes down to supply and demand. But I've seen anywhere from 200 to 500k. It is, I think it's under here. The snow thing's worth a ton too, like, you know, 31 up. Like 100k for that? Like, you notice on Thief, I can literally go kill it, like, immediately pop it. Why is that 100k on literally a force pop NM that you can just farm the pop item in, like, 2 seconds? Like, there's only 12 up, so yeah, 450. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, who... So if you're buying the pops, you're spending, like, currently... over, what would that be? I mean, for 2 pops, you're spending like 1.2 mil. So at best, you're getting 4 horns for that price. Like, that's ridiculous. I know Gil's easy to farm, but like, yeah, no. Like I said, my suggestion is if any time you have playtime that's like off time, where you're not really focused on doing activities, is just check out the zone. If there's no competition, go in, like I said, kill it as much as you can, send it. I probably, let's see, cumulatively, it was probably about 12 hours of nothing but farming that NM, but I mean, I did it probably over the span of like 2 weeks. Of getting the fragments. But I mean, considering I have 50 pops, if I turn around and sell it, that's 25 mil basically right there. That I either saved or would have cost. Like, that's ridiculous to even think about. Just for that alone, 25 mil? Like, at this point, since I have them all, like I said, I can cycle through. It doesn't matter that there's people really here. They can. The only way they can slow me down is if I have to wait on the question mark. Other than that, I can just keep going, and they really can't do anything to like stop me. I don't have to wait for any pops. That's why it's best to try and focus it there. Like I said, the other thing to do is just come in and gold box farm. Depending on how many. Where is it? Let's see which one. Because I actually farmed all these. Also, I think it's this Destiny. Yeah, with golden picks this is. So, if you have these, if you have all 3, I'd say probably getting like 2 or 3 kills. What's it called? With Amberlight, so like 2 to 3 like magic weapon skill kills. Get an Amberlight if you have all 3. Should be more than enough light. From there, just try and get Pearl. Don't get anything else, and you could farm them out of gold boxes that way. The thing is, if you were to doing it that, you'd almost want either a mule on another account or a friend to be shuffling them through, because you wouldn't want to leave and have to reset lights and do all that. And then just get Pearl Light after that. That's what we used to do back in the day to farm Tiger King hides. Back when this was like the main content, was just go in, you get, like I said, 1 to 3 what is it? Amberlight kills, and then just go from there. What is all this? You guys have your whole shell out here? Why I'm thinking I'm popping that with a key item. It's the wrong thing. No, I've seen people shout basically for 1 mil per horn. It is a little ridiculous. I could see them doing that, making it rare exchange. I mean, Gil is super undervalued considering how easy it is to get. Like, Cat Sparks is 1 million Gil just like instantly. You don't even have to wait for anything to sell. You can just get it from NPCs. But yeah, it's definitely underskilled. Do I still play with friends? I mean, I still have a few friends that I play with. It's not like ton or excessive. See, this is what I don't like when you... So you have a whole shell out here and you're trying to bottleneck one area because you guys, whatever, farmed up like 6 pops. Like, you're slowing actually everyone down by doing it this way. You're so much better off, again, as you're getting pops, cycling it through. I can get waiting for the final NM, but even then, you're like I said, you're bottlenecking the whole process. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen people do that with in Lethane. It's like, no, like kill 1 NM, move on, keep it. Don't get all the pops and then come and just cycle here. And this is actually why I wanted to make sure that I had all the procs. Because if you're on a dead server, it wouldn't be a big deal to go ahead and like if you didn't have, if say you had 10 out of the 13 procs, to just go ahead and run up to the conflux, warp, and then warp back to reset. But if obviously you did that with all these people, they would obviously take it. Knowing how Asura is, I definitely did not want to risk that at all. Dang it. Oh, there we go, lightning. You can make a trade macro, however, that's only going to work with single items. It's not going to work with multiple items. It doesn't work. Because it's like item, and then you would just have to, it's basically like item, and then if it's one word, you don't need quotes. If it's quotes, whatever the name of the item is, quotes, and then /T. So you can't obviously do that with multiple items. It doesn't work that way. I did equip it. So like I could do that with the Snolls, but you can't do that with multiple items, which is annoying. Yeah, you should definitely go and get discernment. It makes life so much easier when doing this. It's not that hard to get either. If you said, I think it was you, Dan, that said that you were trying to farm this for months. If you've been trying to farm this for months, I mean, you could honestly, in like a Saturday afternoon, go through Abyssea and get discernment. You should definitely go and do that. It just makes this whole process so much easier. Yeah, I don't want to get any fragments just in case I happen to run by the NM. Could get another fragment. Because the thing is, I'm going to need this NM even more later on for my main. Because I do want to do Harp at some point. I know I actually have more fragments than she's going to need to get all the items, even if I get screwed with a decent amount of single drops. I mean, I already have, I don't even know, let's see how many horns I have already. Because I happen to have horns that I did transfer over from my main. God, I'm gonna have to wait for item slot. I'll do it once I'm back in Abyssea. Hopefully it's in auto-translate now. I mean, it's not, if you don't know what to do, it's extremely hard. Like, perfect example, when I came back to the game, like, I played to Abyssea. When they announced Adeline, I was like, I don't feel like dealing with this item level stuff. So that's when I quit. Because I was like, kind of like anyone who's, you know, viewed my streams before, and I've talked about how I feel about 14. I mean, I think 14's fun, but it's kind of like more Final Fantasy Arcade. But my biggest problem is they're constantly moving the bar. So when they did that to 11, when they're like, oh, okay, well now we're going to item level, I'm like, no, I don't feel like dealing with the vertical progression. One of the best things I liked about 11 was the horizontal progression. This one. So when they did that, that's when I quit. So when we came back, just trying to figure out what we needed to do and like how to progress. I know my one friend did probably about 12 hours of research just to find out and figure out, you know, oh, if I'm solo, should try and go do Alluvian Skirmish and get item level gear, get 119 gear that way, because that is something that you can do solo. And then I had to figure out, okay, to even be able to do Alluvian Skirmish, you have to get to this area. And then wasn't even aware of the key items area. That's kind of how we came up with the video for key items, showing how to very easily go and just get all the key items for Adeline, so that way you could go and do that. That's kind of how that video came about. And like I said, they spent probably over 12 hours of research just to figure all that out, not to mention the time that was then invested to go and do it. And then even it was like, okay, they made progress to get to a certain point, and then come to find out, okay, they didn't have the right key item to do, you know, whatever, and then they had to go back and figure out, okay, how do I get this key item, and yeah. Major pain. So if you don't know exactly what to do, yeah, it can take an extremely long period of time, because the game definitely does not hold your hand at all and let you know what you need to do. You kind of have to figure it out, and a lot of the guides out there are just not good at all for figuring it out. But I do have guides on my channel for Abyssea for like how to get through and clear all the zones and all the category stuff. Showing how to proc, like I said. So if you know exactly what to do, it shouldn't be too hard. So I mean, obviously feel free to reference the guides. But I do highly recommend, before you really do any serious Empyrean weapon farming, to have the discernment. It really is a huge help. Dang, one more. I never did look. So Mog Sack, let's go ahead and pull it out. So, how many do I have? Actually, shouldn't be running. Should go and get the hide. So that's what, 19 at this point? Yeah. and we're done. Yeah, so I mean, before we've even really started, granted, having a few is definitely nice. But not terribly far off from being a third of the way done. Just realized, did I sub Black Mage? I'm blanking. Okay, I did. For this one, you need 75. For the other two, which would be the Sobek skins and the Briareus helms, those are 50. And then after that, I would need, what is it, 1,500 heavy metal plates. I currently have 450. So we'll do the one. So it's item. So that would be the command or macro, but I'm just going to do it that way. If we go like, say, shocked. Normally it'll say like you can't trade. Interesting. You cannot open that. So then after the 1,500 heavy metal plates, I have like 450 already. So almost a third there. And actually, Ambuscade's about to reset, so that'll be at least 100. I'm not sure if it'll be Gallantry, so another 100 to 150 additional after next month. And then, well, I have like 19 Rift Cinders. And you need 60 of those. Might have put them in my bag. But then I also have like the Rift Dross, so I can sell the Rift Dross and then go ahead and get Cinders also. Which is probably what I'll do. I'll probably sell the Dross and buy what I can out of Cinders for it. Let's see. Okay. Aris is like voking it, he can't get hate. Not that I expect him to. Nice. Oh. It might help if I had a fragment. I'm gonna be happy to clear some of these out of my delivery box. That way I don't have to spend like 5 minutes cycling through all these to keep returning them to myself. I do find it funny that I'm kind of doing this backwards also. Because you're supposed to do the helms first, then the Sobek skin, then do the horns. I'm doing the horns first. Although, since they now stack in 99s as opposed to 12s, you know, it's not really a big deal. This would be, all of this process would ideally be done on a dead server though, not on Asura, considering how overly populated it is. Like, I'm honestly even surprised at the amount of people that are currently out there. Like I said, I get it's prime time, but I've been out there a few times and not seen it, like, quite this crowded. Although it does look like it's like one Link show or group doing it, and then maybe 1 or 2 other individuals. But still. Well, like I said, my goal was gonna go to do Sobek first, considering I have all the fragments. I mean, I typically try and want to do get the hardest thing out of the way first, and that way it's just gonna be easier after that. I mean, it's arguable that the plates are more, but considering, like I said, you can get that from Ambuscade, and you can also just buy whatever you need with money. I'm less concerned with that, considering this is the stuff that you actually have to do work for. Messing up with that. So like I said, at this point, Sobek, since I have all the fragments, I think is going to be the most difficult thing. If I didn't have the fragments, this would by far be the worst thing, but since I have the fragments, that makes a big thing out of the way. But like I said, I don't want to deal right now with competition, and since I have fragments, like I said, the only competition is for the question marks, really. It's hard to say out what run, because obviously it's points. I think is it 200 points? Yeah, it's 200 points a plate, and you can get 100 plates. So you need 20,000 hallmarks. You can also get it with gallantry, but that's only once every 3 months. I think it's 3. Is it 3 or 4? Because it cycles through. Gallantry will 1 month be Dynamis currency. Then 1 month, essentially it's relic items, then 1 month it's Empyrean items, where it'll be heavy metal plates, cinder and dross, and then then the other, it'll be Alex, it'll be so mythic items. Almia, but whatever. it may be dirty. Obviously gonna move on. Plus, if I get the message, there's only one red or fire proc, which is Red Lotus Blade, so I'll know instantly if it was dirty if I get the message. Message. Skip Scythe, gotta go back to that. Still obviously have Katana and Great Katana. I'm pretty sure that was definitely dirty. Ah, it was Red Lotus Blade and it was dirty. So, not worth it. Kraken Club, I don't know why. I mean, it's like a novelty item at this point, yet it's still like 100 mil. Like, I could get it being like, say, 20, 30 mil, and I might buy it on my main if that was the case. But I'm not spending anywhere that much. I've never even actually used the Kraken Club. Like, it's not like I've even had someone who had it and I've borrowed it and tried it out. It would have been nice, but it's like a novelty item now. Like, I can't even think of any practical uses to use it nowadays unless you're doing low-level content. And then again, why you have such an expensive item that is almost the cost of a ultimate weapon for low-level content. It just doesn't make sense to me. those to be in the same bag as the feet I'm normally using. But that's the other thing, like I was saying earlier, like I don't know why, like they're collecting all the items and then coming and then just trying to stand and wait. You would be so much better off cycling, just having whoever's the person proc stay there and fight it, have whoever pop it, and then have that person move on and do something else. Go farm, you know, the thing from the Snolls again or whatever. Just having everyone just stand right there, just waiting on one, you know, point. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen them do that and Lethane when I was helping a friend farm for items for Mass Moon off the gems. It's like, you stand there and have everyone try and clog up one point where it would just make more sense to be spread out and just keep the whole cycle moving instead of just collecting all for one and then go do one thing and then just focus on that one thing, then move on and do all else. Just doesn't make sense. You're slowing yourself down along with anyone else who's trying to do it with you. Yeah, exactly. If I did do it and got it, I'd take the money, dopey. What was it? Waterboy. Don't be stupid. Take the money, dopey. That's like I got I did, what is it? The Ammon Trove thing. I got whatever that belt was, that it's like the closer you are to a mob, the more elemental damage it does. The further away, the less elemental damage it does. Like, I tried it out. I took my Corsair out, went out to Rising Gmo and was killing mobs. And it was definitely a damage increase using that belt. But, I mean, it's currently selling between 60 and 70 mil. And I'm like, the damage increase, which was about 1 to 3k increase on weapon skills, I'm like, I'd so much rather have, say, 60 mil than, I'd much rather take that 60 mil than just to have that slight damage increase for, what? The jobs I get use out of it would be Corsair and Thief. And even Thief would be very little. That would only be when I'm using like Aeolian Edge, AoEing. It's like, no, I'll take the money over it. You gave it back reluctantly. Well, it's good that you have a friend that would trust you with that, and then, you know, give it back. I mean, I know I definitely had friends who, if they had one, they would have definitely trusted me to borrow it, but none of us ever really had one, so. What am I doing? Get August out. Want someone I can easily trick attack. think I'm remembering when I was saying before that there's like an outside chance you could like take me. That was probably when I was doing this before coming back. I think with what +2 ambuscade gear, all the like magic defense stuff, I don't think he has a chance of even taking me anymore. Like I said, even at like 119, if you're not in great 119 gear, I'd say he has a remote outside chance that he just gets screwed with CC. But at this point, with all the, you know, defense and everything, I don't think he has a prayer at this point. Just remembering old stuff. Come on, 2 horns. Nice. That person just ran by. They're clearly like AoEing these things, but there was a gold chest there, and I hope that they would took the time to check it and then maybe just left it. But that gold chest might have had a pop item in it. I've seen people like literally like kill stuff and then immediately run away. Like there's definitely not been time that they've checked. Dude, not... Oh, I've definitely been accused of being a bot in terms of Like, especially like popping stuff like that. I've definitely been accused of that before, and it's like, dude, I'm not using any third-party applications. It's like, you can't accuse me of botting. It's just a matter of, again, knowing exactly how the game works and using it to your utmost advantage. And like, especially if you have a macro. You can make a macro like, what is it, target NPC? I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like target NPC, and then the next line you just have that item trade, and you literally just spam the macro. I've definitely had that, and yeah, it worked extremely well. What am I doing? Should be warping. Like I said, you have people, like, they have that many people. What they should be doing is have, like, one person focused in one area, and like I said, just be cycling. It doesn't make sense to have everyone go focus in one area. You're slowing yourself down. Does not make sense to me. Ah, shoot. Didn't grab a fragment. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they're out there murking this for someone. That's more likely what's going on. It's probably like one person, like, you know, multi-boxing, or like two people controlling most of them, and they're probably murking it. It would be my guess. So I've definitely seen people shout for, you know, either someone to murk it for them, or if, you know, someone wants to buy the stuff. So. Especially since one of you said one of the guys who was out there is out there all the time. It's like. Makes sense if they're out there murking it, which is just sad. I just don't know why you would pay someone to do this content for you. It's even at 99, this content's a joke. Like, even if you're not in like 119 gear with trust, like, this content is an utter joke. Like I said, if I had, you know, if I was, say, multi-boxing it, I would have try and have, like, two thieves out. But basically you could do it with, like, two thieves and either a war or an nin who has all the procs. Would be the absolute best way to do it. You have one that focuses getting the arms, and then also getting Sisyphus, when you have the time of death. The other one would be focusing on just getting the, killing the one thing. You could have him with trusts, and then have him focused on actually getting the horns from the main NM, and then you have either your or Nin there just proccing it, and he's lotting the stuff as it goes. And if you had someone just sitting there, like I said, you're cycling through so much faster. You wouldn't have people moving as much either, and obviously the thief that's focusing on the horns would get the mandrid hide also. That's how I would do it if I was multi-boxing, or if I had, again, like I was out here with friends. That's how I think would be the optimal way to do it. The War Nin could obviously go up and help claim Sisyphus when you know the window's up also. That would be my optimal way if you had, you know, that many accounts doing it. I didn't get what's it called, but I'm not even worried about it. Well, it's just a matter of trying to do things optimal. I'm not trying to teach them. I'm just, but that would be the most efficient way, and you wouldn't be clogging up one question mark doing it that way. You'd be able to pop as soon as it is, and then, you know, obviously then the War also doesn't have that long to pop, because if he's the one who's constantly popping, he can easily just walk over, pop the other NM, the thief can then claim it, and then move along. Again, it's just trying to be efficient. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's everyone. I mean, it has changed, and it has been overrun, yes, with people who do that, but it's, you know, not, obviously, like, I'm out here, and I'm not doing that, and I know there are other people that are out there. It is sad that, you know, sadly, yes, the strongest voices are the mercs, and the people asking for mercs, and, yeah, just people being lazy. I do agree, but, I mean, it's not everyone. I do think if FE did something about the bots and a lot of, like, that kind of stuff going on, I think that it would happen. It wouldn't change merking, because technically merking isn't breaking the terms of service. You know, you're just providing someone in-game service in exchange for gil. Technically, you know, there's nothing wrong with that in terms of agreement. In terms of, like I said, ethically, that's a completely different, you know, question in the matter. And like I said, I've talked about that. I think, you know, relying on mercs and all that, I think it makes you a worse player. And I don't even know why you would do it. The whole point, in my opinion, is to actually play the game and have fun. If you're paying someone for everything, you know, what exactly is the point? Like I said, I don't think that's 100% true. I mean, for the vast majority, yeah, I agree with you. But I've seen people actually... you know, literally shout for helping. Oh, joy, like, one that it could be the most. Nice. Dan, I'm not disagreeing with that sentiment at all. I do agree. There's definitely times where, like, I'm frustrated doing stuff when you're dealing, again, with bots. And, again, 90% of the shouts you see coming in when you're just trying to hang out, do content, that's all, again, you have people just trying to literally monopolize and profit off of other people. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that statement, but I'm just saying, you know, saying it's everyone, and I'm not saying anyone did say it's everyone, but saying it is everyone isn't exactly true. I mean, like, and I've talked about on the stream before, I've done murking before, very, very little, like, the big things I think about it was, like, during Abyssea days, like, after the cap was raised, I remember having, some friends, they were actually selling stuff from, AV and Pandemonium Warden, and they would ask for, you know, help from just high-end DDs just to come help kill it, and then obviously you split the profit. And I, like, helped out with that. There's been times where I didn't want to, where I've joined an ambuscade group and then they end up actually murking the group and I've gotten money from that. Typically I only do like 1 or 2 runs, and then when I realize what's going on, I'm like, they give me the gill and leave. I'm not happy about it, but it's kind of like, okay. You know, once you're already in it, it's like, I'm trying to get points is the main thing. It's like, do I really want to leave at this point and do it? And it's like, and most people would be like, oh, well, it's a bonus, you're getting gil. But it's like, yeah, but I don't really want to be getting gil that way, me personally. And that's more of an ethics thing, though. But I mean, I've had that happen. I mean, again, but that wasn't intentional. I've never shouted to, like, build a merc group. Typically, if I've done merking before, it's because I end up in it or I've been asked to do it. And anytime it's been that I've been asked to do it, it's, you know, back from a while ago. It's not in recent. I've not had anyone ask me to merc anything in recent times. Or if they have, I just was like, no. I mean, it's still the point. I would prefer to try and help someone, but even then, like, I've been in shells, like, when I recently, not recently, but, like, when I came back, I've been in, like, some shells that, you know, been in these shells where they basically let anyone in, and, I've definitely had people that are literally trying to essentially leech off the shell. Like, they're, you know, don't have any gear. They want to go, they ask for help with an event, and then they go out to the event, and they're literally contributing nothing. They're just there to, whether it's a Unity NM or Abyssea NM, they're there just to get drops. They're not doing anything to really help. And that I'm not okay with. I feel like there should be some type of progression. It's like, I don't mind helping people out, but if I'm going to help, it's gonna be, you know, it's not me doing things and then you're just getting drops. I don't think that's helping anyone. I think, if anything, that's actually hurting you. I don't mind going and doing an event with people, and then people are obviously benefiting from us all contributing and doing that, and you get drops that way. That I'm all for. But, like, I've definitely been in shells where that, and it's like, typically those type of shells I leave when it's you have one person who's literally just trying to leech everything. I'm personally not cool with that. That's, obviously, you know, lazy people are going to try and do whatever they can to get whatever they can with the least amount of effort. Sad, but true. See, up, not claimed. Look at this. Lame. What am I doing? I'm just so used to not really caring about having a tank. But I definitely want a tank for the NM. Considering no one like showed up, probably would have been better off getting August out because of trick attack and stuff. Try and get more TH on Sisyphus, but whatever. No, because I just did the pop. I've been making sure. Yeah. No fragment. Nice. How many people? I'm gonna have to probably try and do this some off time. Not that this is bad, but I don't know, understand how there's this many people out here and I got Sisyphus just without even having the time of death. Oh. First time, no, yeah, I have it. I mean, it's not that hard to get. I'm not worried about camping it, because like I said, I have 50 of them stored. I do have, like you said, the time of death, so I mean, I might be a little more likely to just check, but I'm not worried about getting them since I have all the, so many fragments stockpiled. Really? There it is. Ah. throws these out. Keep that one. I think I actually have some of them anyway for my war. Alright. What is it? Since I have downtime now. Still got a few seconds. There we go. Seriously? Hey! Like I said, that's why you want to check gold chests. Where are my keys? There's actually some money items. Why not? Come on! It's 3 kills in a row and not gotten the item. I don't have it. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Like, too popular. Which is pretty good. I'm only planning on doing one more pop, because I gotta actually wake up early tomorrow. Yay! Finally. Seriously, dude? That's the thing. Did you just friggin' AoE all those mobs? You didn't get anything, like... I don't understand why you'd be out here trying to farm on blue anyway. Here, we can do the same thing. We can aggro all these mobs also. It's not like it's that hard to do. At least I'll get Treasure Hunter on them. Yeah, you get treasure chests and don't even bother checking them. There's no way you checked that treasure chest fast enough. You could have just left drops in there. You gotta love people that are assholes and stupid. So what am I doing? Well, I have a fragment. There's no point in checking it.
I have like no Ga spells? No, apparently I don't. I have the Geo Ra spells. Huh. Guess everyone's over by the Snolls. Oh no, I guess they're just loading. Not sure what's going on there. Alright, let's warp. We're gonna do the big NM, and then I'm gonna be calling it a night because I have work early tomorrow, and I actually have. Technically, I have a job interview tomorrow, but it's actually because I'm a contractor. I'm interviewing for a permanent position, so don't want to stay up too late and be all tired and everything. So pop this last NM, and then I'll wrap it up for the night. I'm not sure. So everyone that's on the stream, would you guys want me to stream this more? Or just do that for the other zones and do the rest of these like off stream? Because personally, for me, I would think just watching you do the same cycle over and over would get boring after a little while. Or do you guys just want me to be streaming more? Because I don't mind streaming this. It actually, you know, it's something to do, but it's, you know, it gives someone to talk to, considering after a while, like, it's fun doing this to an extent, but then at a certain point, you know, once you've done it so many times, it does become, you know, become kind of a boring and lame after a while. Well, thank you. I mean, I've already been told, because of the job that I do at work, even if, like, someone else takes the position, or... My concern is actually the pay. I'm actually concerned that the position I'm interviewing isn't even going... They're not... I don't think they're going to even offer me the same amount of money that I'm being paid as a contractor. I know they're going to be like, oh, well, you get benefits and, you know, these other things, but it's like, I can't take a cut in my pay. So, I mean, I need to see how that plays out. So, I mean, even if I don't get the position, it's not like it's something bad. Because I've already been told by my bosses, they're like, even when this project finishes up, they're like, don't worry, if you want work, we'll make sure that we find work for you. They're very happy with the, you know, work I provide them. So, even if I don't get this permanent position, even if it's not something that I want to even take, you know, things are good. But, I mean... Obviously, having more options is better than less. Well, thanks, Jeffrey. I'm not sure they're all bots, but even if they are, bots technically aren't hard to beat as long as you can... I mean, it kind of depends. Obviously, if you're going up against bots, and just the job whatever you're trying to compete against, if their job is just a superior job for that situation, obviously then it can be tough. But if all things are equal, you know, you should be winning over bots. Like, it depends. Like, obviously, like the whole thing there with the one blue mage. Obviously, in trying to AoE and, like, and claim mobs, I can't win that. Even if I go and pull all the mobs through magic, all he has to do is walk up and, yeah, do subduction, and there's not really anything I can do to compete with that, but that's his job. Obviously, I could come out on blue and do the same exact thing. But I mean, yeah, as long as, like I said, it's a level playing field in terms of that, you should be winning against bots, depending what the scenario is. Like I said, I'm fine doing this, you know, more. Like I said, I obviously have the other zones. I know when I go and do Lafane, I'm not going to be switching like I am now. Considering you only need 50, you need to proc 3 things, I'm just going to try and stay on war the entire time. We'll see if I can get out there, if there's... I'll have to look up. Besides getting, like, dark matter, which there's no campaign coming. I'm not sure if there's any way to get additional treasure hunter on my war. I have the one belt already, but I'm not sure. Wasn't... No, that's a belt. Second, there's a belt with treasure hunter you can get out of a gold chest in Abyssea, but again, that's a belt, and that's limited jobs. So, Obviously, a belt that all jobs is better. So I should have checked. Although... I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, like I said, I've been accused of literally that same thing, using like the macro that you just saw me create. I've been accused of botting like pops like that, and it's like, dude, I am not. It's like I am not botting. It's like, you know, I can't. There's no way for me to make it any more, you know, like proof. That's like I remember. I think it was one of my old Destiny videos. Like I did something, I showed something like uncut. I think it was like how to get, you could like open up a chest twice and get items out of it. And I set the whole thing up, like did all the prep work. So all I had to do was like go into, was in Volta's glass. Go in, pop the chest, did it on normal, then went in, popped the chest on hard. Wrong macros. To show that you could get it twice, and you should be opening it on normal first as opposed to getting the double drop. And I remember someone was like, "Oh, like you cut the footage because there's a part where the screen goes black when it's loading." It's like, dude, I can't not edit this anymore. It was all one cut, so it's like, I'm sorry if you want to believe I'm trying to make edits and do BS like that to try and make a fake video, but it's like, why would that be even worth my time to do? It's just funny how people come up with, like, whatever. Like I said, I've been accused of that exact situation with popping as being a bot. You're like, oh, you're botting pops. It's like, no, I'm not. Just knowing how, you know, what to do, what commands, get everything. Man, this guy's leveling up fast. I really got any treasure hunter on him, but nice, got the 2 horns. So is that 25? That would be a good time. Yeah, 25. So exactly 1/3 of the way done. Yeah, but I mean, like I can show. The thing about it is, for a lot of the work that was getting ready for the procs, I'll switch to war and show. Because just having skill capped isn't enough. I got combative torque. You obviously don't need to make combative torque, but you would need to get a torque that has the skill and even other stuff. But for Great Katana, needed the got combative torque, or you could just get the whatever one is. Is it Fort? Or no, Justice. I think Justice is Great Katana. Yeah. So you could just kill Justice and get the same thing because that has 15 skill. But I needed that, and then needed the whatever this is, the headband. That comes from Tarongi. Although those are, I believe, 100% drops. So here's war. Not to go samurai, but actually I wouldn't have the other procs. So if I just equip this, if you look, I don't have Koki. It's just Jinpu. And even with Combatant's Torque, which is 15 to all skills, still not enough. But once we slap on the headpiece, bam, there it is. It's annoying that you need that for that. You don't need a headband, but because obviously the skill's higher for ninja. but you still need a torque. So if I go back to my regular just TP set, why is that? Oh, am I on thief? Macros. Yeah, lose E. But you only need the combatant's torque for that. Or it would be whatever Hope would drop that for Katana. But other than that, obviously the rest of the procs for War has easily. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up now, like I said, so I can get some sleep. Be ready for my interview early tomorrow morning. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and as always, may you have success in all you do.